Hi, it's Amanda with Music Game Club, and we are covering 3 quick music games to teach note values using Rhythm Reef. Now, you don't have to use the game board, but you can if you want to track where your students are. If they're like, ooh, I won this round, then they get to go to the next part, next part, next part. So that's optional. Of course, you can always celebrate with the success poster, and you can use this if they need it. But the goal of these is to teach the note values. So we're going to use the cards, and you can customize these with using the exact cards you need to use. So you're going to probably want to go through these and pick and choose which cards they are. So the first way is to lay out 4 notes or rests. Depends on the level you're teaching, but let's say we're doing more late beginner, elementary type students. Like I said, you can use the game board if you want to. So you have this, and you are just going to teach them what are these things called. And so you'll say a whole note, or you can adapt all of these for international. So you can say, a half note or a minim, whichever terms you use. I am American, so I get a little confused if I try using international note terms. So I am not going to use those for this video, but you can use the gist of this for whatever types of terms you use. All right, so let's say I say eighth note. The student who slaps the eighth note fastest gets it, and you replace the note with another card. And I would definitely do 4 different cards. Then half note. Whoever slaps it fastest gets it, and you replace it with another note. So you keep going that way, and like I said, you can also use the rest if you wanted to. So you can say maybe whoever gets 3 cards first wins that round, and then they get to move forward. And then you reshuffle the cards, put them back, and then you do another round, and then whoever wins that one gets to move forward. So that way it gives them a little bit of competition of the game board, and that's a fun way to do it together. The second option is to play Go Fish. And why this one is really important is because your students have to say what the notes are. They can't show them, they have to say them. So let's say one student has these 3 cards, and the other student has these 3 cards. And then, of course, like any good old Go Fish, you're going to want to go through, make sure you only have the notes and rests that your students need in here. So student 1 asks, do you have, and they have to know what it is, do you have a half note, or international terms? And they will say Go Fish, which is really nice because it's all oceany. All right, so they pick it, they did not get it, so they just keep that card. So if they say, do you have a dotted half note, then they have to give it to them, they make a pair, and then it keeps going like that. The next one is really good for one-on-one or group. If you do group, you just take turns. So what I would do with this one is, again, make sure you only have in the deck what you need. I did not go through my deck. And you're going to flip it up, and the student has like 3 seconds. And so my mom would always do this with reading for us. She would just sit there and count. So I would be like, okay, I've got to do this. And of course, she might do a little bit longer 3 seconds or a little bit shorter 3 seconds. It doesn't have to be exact. So you'll just say, I'm going to count to 3. You have to answer it before I count to 3. Otherwise, your turn's forfeited. So they do this, and their goal is to answer as many as they can. So if they're really good at this, they'll do like dotted half note, whole note, quarter note, whole rest, half rest, whole rest. See, those still make me pause. Half note, whole rest. Okay, they got that wrong. So then this one goes on the bottom, and they get to keep all the cards they got. Then you go to the next player. If you're just doing one player, then you can see how many cards they're able to get in a row without messing up. But if you're doing multiple players, then it goes to the next player, the next player, next player, and whoever collects the most cards correct wins. So that's a really good way to get them to be able to just spit out, what are these notes called? We hope you and your students have fun learning rhythms with Rhythm Reefs. Remember, you can take pictures with the success poster and post it on social media. Please tag us at Music Game Club on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. Y'all have fun.